You feed them. You walk them. You talk to them in that voice you probably would not use if anyone else was in the room. Maybe you even let them climb into your bed at night and curl up against your legs like they have always belonged there. So the idea that you could be hurting your dog's feelings probably sounds almost unfair. You love them. Of course you do. But this is the part most dog owners never really stop to think about. The things that hurt a dog are not always cruel things. Sometimes they are ordinary things, small things, everyday things. Things you do while you are busy, tired, distracted, playful, affectionate, or simply trying to get through the day. And your dog will probably never make a big dramatic scene about it. They will not sit in front of you and explain that something made them feel unsure. They will not tell you, "That hurt my trust a little." They will not say, "I did not know what you wanted from me." They will simply change in tiny ways. A little quieter, a little more anxious, a little clingier, a little more distant, a little harder to read than they used to be. And by the time most people notice, they call it behavior. They call it stubbornness. They call it neediness. They call it a phase. But sometimes, long before it became behavior, it started as a feeling. So let's talk about 10 everyday things that may be hurting your dog's feelings without you even realizing it. And the first one is so common that most owners do it without thinking. 1. You ignore them when they come to you gently, not when they bark, not when they jump, not when they knock something over or make a mess, but when they come quietly. Your dog walks over and rests their chin on your knee. They nudge your hand. They stand beside your chair. They sit near you and look up with those soft eyes that seem to ask for something, but not loudly enough to interrupt your life. And you keep scrolling. You say, "Not now." You shift your leg away without meaning anything by it. You barely notice the moment passing. To you, it was nothing. To your dog, it may have been a message that did not get through. Dogs often speak softly before they speak loudly. A gentle nudge is not random. A paw resting on your foot is not meaningless. That quiet stare from across the room is often your dog asking a very simple question. Are you still with me? And when those small signals are missed again and again, dogs usually go in one of two directions. Some get louder. They bark, they scratch, they whine. They follow you from room to room. They start demanding the attention they once asked for politely. But other dogs do something that looks calmer from the outside and feels much sadder underneath. They stop asking. They lie down farther away. They watch you less. They stop trying to start the conversation. And a dog that stops asking has not necessarily become easier. They may have simply learned that their softest voice does not reach you. The fix is not complicated. You do not have to drop everything every time your dog comes near. Just let them know they landed somewhere. Look at them. Say their name. Touch them for a second or two if they are asking for touch. Give them that tiny moment of being seen. Sometimes love is not a long walk. It is not a new toy. It is not a big emotional display. Sometimes love is your dog realizing, my person noticed me. 2. You only give attention when they do something wrong. Many dogs learn a pattern that no one meant to teach them. When they are calm, nobody looks at them. When they lie quietly on their bed, nobody says a word. When they behave beautifully, the whole room forgets they are there. But the moment they steal a sock, chew paper, bark at the window, jump on someone, or knock something off the table, suddenly the house comes alive. People turn around. Voices change. Hands move. Their name is said again and again. Your dog may not understand bad behavior the way you do, but they absolutely understand attention. And if the most reliable way to make their human react is to do something unwanted, then from your dog's side of the relationship, that behavior starts to make emotional sense. This is why some dogs seem to act out even when they know better. It is easy to call them naughty. It is easy to call them stubborn. But sometimes the dog causing trouble is not trying to ruin your day. Sometimes they are lonely in a house full of people. That is the part that stings a little. A dog can be surrounded by humans and still feel invisible. So catch your dog being good. Notice the quiet moments. When they settle on their bed, tell them softly, "Good." When they walk beside you calmly, let them know you saw it. When they choose not to jump, not to bark, not to grab the thing they wanted, reward that choice. Do not make your dog work for attention only through mistakes. A dog should not have to misbehave to feel visible. That line is worth remembering. A dog should not have to misbehave to feel visible. 3. You rush them through the world. You clip on the leash, you open the door, and without really meaning to, you take your dog on a human walk. A walk with a schedule. A walk with a destination. A walk that says, "Come on, hurry up, we need to keep moving." But your dog is not walking through the same world you are. You want exercise. Your dog wants information. That patch of grass is not just grass. That tree is not just a tree. That one corner they stop at every single day is not them being difficult or wasting time. It is their newspaper, their message board, their social media feed, their map of who passed through this tiny piece of the world before them. When your dog lowers their nose, they are not checking out. They are checking in. They are reading. Who was here? Was it familiar? Were they calm? Were they stressed? Did they leave a story behind? And when you pull them away from every smell, you are not only moving their body, you are interrupting their mind. A dog's nose is not a decoration on their face. It is one of the main ways they understand life. A walk without sniffing might tire their legs, but it often leaves the brain unsatisfied. That is why some dogs come home from a long walk and still seem restless. Their body moved. Their world did not open. Try giving your dog a few minutes where the walk belongs to them. Not the whole walk, necessarily. Just a part of it. Let them choose the pace. Let them finish the sniff. Let their nose do what it was born to do. To you, it may be 3 minutes beside a lamppost. To your dog, it might be the most honest part of their day. 4. You hug them when they feel trapped. This one is hard for people because humans hug when we love. We wrap our arms around someone and mean something beautiful. You are safe. You are mine. I am here. So when we hug our dogs, we often believe we are giving them the clearest kind of affection, but many dogs do not naturally understand a hug that way. To them, a hug can feel like being held in place. Their movement is limited. Their body is enclosed. Their head cannot turn freely. Something comes over them, around them, and suddenly, they have to decide whether to relax, freeze, or politely wait for it to end. And because they love you, many dogs tolerate it. That is the part that fools almost everyone. A dog allowing something is not the same as a dog enjoying it. Watch the little signs. Does your dog turn their head away? Do their ears move back? Do they lick their lips? Do they yawn? Do they freeze for a second? Do they blink quickly or hold their body a little too still? Those are not dramatic warnings. They are quiet discomfort. Of course, some dogs genuinely love close contact. Some dogs melt into you. Some press their body closer and ask for more. Some would climb inside your jumper if they could. But many dogs simply endure hugs because the person hugging them matters so much. That should not make us defensive. It should make us tender. The real question is not, can I hug my dog? The better question is, does my dog feel free to say no? Because affection becomes more meaningful when your dog is allowed to choose it. 5. You laugh when they are confused or scared. Maybe your dog slips on the floor and scrambles for balance. Maybe they bark at a harmless object sitting in the hallway. Maybe they get startled by the vacuum, a balloon, a thunderstorm, a delivery box, or some strange new decoration you put in the room. And you laugh. Not because you are cruel, not because you want to hurt them. From the outside, it just looks funny. But inside your dog's body, that moment may not feel funny at all. Their heart may be racing. Their nervous system may be on alert. Their body may be trying to decide whether to run, hide, freeze, or look to you for help. And that last part matters. Because in frightening moments, many dogs glance at their humans for information. They are asking, in the only way they can, is this safe? So if your response is laughter, filming, teasing, or pushing them closer to the thing they fear, your dog may learn something painful. My humans saw I was scared, and they did not help me. That kind of lesson does not always create one big wound. It creates tiny doubts. And tiny doubts, repeated often enough, can change the way a dog feels about the world. Next time your dog is afraid, become steady, not dramatic, not overly cheerful, not dismissive, just calm. Speak in a low voice. Give them space if they need it. Let them come closer if they choose. Do not force bravery out of them before their body is ready. A steady human is a lighthouse to a nervous dog. You do not have to make every scary thing disappear. You just have to make sure your dog does not face it alone. 6. You change the rules depending on your mood. Yesterday, the sofa was fine. Today, it is not. Yesterday, jumping up made everyone laugh. Today, guests are here, so your dog gets pushed away. Yesterday, begging at the table earned them a little bite of food. Today, the same behavior gets them scolded. From a human point of view, there is context. You know why today is different. You know you are tired. You know guests are visiting. You know you are wearing clean clothes. You know you were in a better mood yesterday. But your dog does not live inside your explanations. From your dog's point of view, the world just changed without warning. Dogs learn through patterns. They feel safer when the same actions lead to the same outcomes. When the rules keep shifting depending on your mood, your dog does not become more respectful. They become less sure. And unsure dogs often look disobedient. They hesitate. They test. They repeat behaviors that sometimes work. They become anxious around situations that should be simple. A dog who keeps forgetting the rules may not be challenging you. They may be living in a home where the rules have never stayed still long enough to make sense. Consistency is not about being cold or strict. It is about being clear. A clear rule is kinder than a loving rule that changes every day. Your dog does not need a perfect home. They need a predictable one. 7. You touch them without checking their mood. Many owners touch their dogs automatically. A pat while walking past, a hand on the head while they are sleeping, a rub while they are lying quietly, a kiss when they were not expecting it, a squeeze when they were simply trying to rest near you. It feels loving from our side. But imagine someone touching you throughout the day without checking in. Even someone you love. At first, you might not mind. Then your body might start to brace. Not because you hate them, not because you do not trust them, just because your body wants a little say in what happens to it. Dogs have moods too. They have boundaries. They have times when they want closeness and times when they want to be nearby without being handled. They may love you deeply and still not want a hand on them every time you pass. The hidden damage is usually not from one pat. It is from your dog slowly learning that their body language does not matter, that their small no will be ignored unless it becomes bigger. So watch for consent. Do they lean in? Do they stay soft? Do their eyes relax? Do they come back toward your hand when you stop? That is likely a yes. Do they turn away? Freeze? Lick their lips? Lower their head? Shift their weight away from you? That may be a polite no. And polite numbers deserve to be heard. Respecting your dog's no does not weaken the bond. It makes their yes mean something. 8. You use a harsh voice after the moment has passed. Your dog chewed something while you were gone. You come home, see the damage, and your whole body changes. Your voice drops or rises. You point. You scold. Maybe your dog lowers their body, avoids eye contact, tucks their tail, or gives you that look people often call guilty. But here's the reframe many owners miss. That guilty look is often not guilt. It is conflict avoidance. Your dog is reading your face, your tone, your posture, the tension in the room. They are trying to soften the moment because they can feel something is wrong. But they may not connect your anger to something that happened 20 minutes ago. They connect it to you. Right now, chew your face, your voice, your hands, the space they are standing in. So instead of learning, I should not chew that object, they may learn, sometimes my human becomes frightening and I do not understand why. That uncertainty is what hurts trust. Correction only helps when it is immediate, clear, and followed by direction. And dogs do not learn well from emotional noise. If the moment has passed, manage the environment. Remove the temptation. Offer better outlets. Give them something appropriate to chew. Reward the behavior you want when you see it happening. Dogs do not learn best from fear. They learn best from clarity. And clarity is one of the quietest forms of kindness. 9. You leave without helping them understand goodbye. Some dogs notice everything. The shoes, the keys, the bag, the coat. The way you move around the room a little faster. The sound of the door before it even opens. Before you leave, their body already knows. And many owners, trying to help, fall into one of two traps. They sneak out without a word, hoping the dog will not notice. Or they create a huge emotional goodbye full of guilt, touching, high voices, and long farewells that make leaving feel like an emergency. Both can confuse a sensitive dog. Your dog does not need a dramatic goodbye, but many dogs do benefit from a calm, predictable leaving ritual. A simple phrase, a treat puzzle, a safe resting place, the same gentle routine every time. Something that quietly says, I am leaving, but this is normal. You know what happens next. Dogs do not always fear being alone in the way people imagine. Sometimes what they fear is the uncertainty around it. Where did you go? When are you coming back? Why did the feeling in the room suddenly change? Predictability turns absence from a mystery into a pattern. And patterns are one of the deepest forms of safety a dog can know. 10. You forget that their whole world is smaller than yours. You have work, friends, errands, screens, plans, problems, messages, dreams. A whole life unfolding in directions your dog will never fully understand. Your dog has you. That does not mean you need to entertain them every second. It does not mean you can never be busy, tired, distracted, or human. But it does mean that the moments you think of as small may be enormous to them. The walk matters. The greeting matters. The way you say their name matters. The moment you pause before rushing past them matters. The 5 minutes you sit beside them without your phone matters. A dog's heart is not built around grand gestures. It is built around repeated moments. Small ones, ordinary ones. The kind that are easy to miss until you realize they were the relationship all along. When those moments are rushed, ignored, confusing, or filled with tension, your dog feels it. And when those moments are calm, consistent, respectful, and present, your dog feels that too. Your dog is not asking you to be perfect. They are asking you to notice, to slow down, to listen to the body language they have been using all along. To understand that behind every behavior is a feeling, and behind every feeling is the relationship they have with you. So today, before you correct your dog, pause for 1 second and ask what they might be feeling. Before you touch them, ask whether they are inviting you in. Before you rush them, ask what that moment means from their side. Because your dog's feelings are not fragile because they are weak. They are fragile because they trust you with them. And that may be one of the greatest gifts a dog will ever give.